Hey guys, welcome back. In last week's video, I replaced the coolant expansion tank in the Cayenne, and in this week's video, I'm going to be burping the system, which will involve using a special tool to push all the air out of the system and to make sure that I've got the entire system filled back up with coolant. So let's get to it. Alright, to start with, I'm going to be refilling the coolant expansion tank, which I replaced in the previous video, with new coolant mixture. So I've already got a coolant mixture 50-50 mixed up here. And then after that, we will purge the system of any air that might be in the lines. Okay, now that I've added some coolant to the tank, what I need to do is I need to attach my special coolant refill and air purge tool, and to do that I need to add one adapter to the bottom here, and now stick it in the tank, and I have to screw it down. Okay, the next step after getting the valve assembly onto the tank is to attach your Venturi adapter. Now I did it beforehand, and that's because I'm working in a tight space here in the corner. If you were working in the middle, then you would have left this off because you know you could have it any direction and you would have plenty of space for it. But since I'm in the corner, I need to know exactly where the valve needed to end up at so that I could put this on here and not hit the body of the car. And then before you do that, make sure your valves are closed, and then once it's on there, attach your air hose line for your compressor, and you will want it to be set at 90 psi. Okay, I'm now ready to open the Venturi valve, which is right here, and the intermediate valve. Okay, once you've opened your Venturi valve and your intermediate valve, the gauge is going to start to move, and what you're looking for is for it to stabilize between -23 and -27. Now mine's sat at -25, and then once it kind of stabilizes in that spot, you want to leave it for about 30 seconds, make sure it stays stable, and then you can shut off your valves. Once you shut off your valves, what you're looking for is you want it to stay on that mark for anywhere from 1 minute to 2 minutes. So we waited a couple minutes, made sure it stayed at -25, and that meant we didn't have any air leaking out of the system at that point. So we are good to continue on to the next step. Now that we ensured that the pressure is stable, I am able to insert the suction hose into a container, a 50-50 mixture of coolant and distilled water. And I mix this up off camera so that we're ready to go. All right, we're good there. All right, I'm now ready to open the suction valve. At this point, I will open it slowly to get fluid going, and I need to make sure that it stays submerged in the gallon of coolant mixture. And then when I hit 0, that means my system is full. So here we go. Okay, so I just made a mistake. I don't have the tank filled completely yet. I'm actually only about 4 away from being done, so I'm at -4 right now, and I need to hit 0. And you can see I've got fluid in the line, but I also have air in the line. And what happened was I wasn't paying close enough attention here at the jug, and I thought it was fully in, and what had happened was it was sitting in there and it had curved back on itself and managed to get some air in as we approached getting closer to the bottom container, but I still had, I'm a little less than half a gallon right now, so I thought I was fine, and that's what happened. So it's not a huge deal. All I have to do is get a vacuum going again for the system, so I just need to open my valves again, get the system to create that vacuum again, and then continue on. Okay, so it turns out that I was basically full, and so I screwed up just right there at the end. But when I attempted to create a suction again and turn on the intermediate and the venturi valve. All I did was pull coolant from the system itself. So we turned that off and turned on the suction valve again, and it didn't move essentially anything. So it instantly zeroed out. So it was basically full the whole time. So now that we've determined that, we're gonna go ahead and remove the valve. Or not. There we go. Alright guys, so after I made sure there was no fluid leaks underneath the car, we took it out for a drive and came back and checked it, and still no system leaks, so I'm good here. So that concludes how to burp the system on a 2005 Cayenne. Now I know these videos are a little bit different than what I typically put out on the channel. And in the future I intend to do more car videos. I always wanted to have the channel be able to do whatever DIY project I wanted to on the channel, and I'm just going to start going ahead and do that now. So in the future I'm probably looking at doing maybe at least one car video a month. So I hope you guys will stick around because I have a lot of content coming up, and we'll see you in the future on the DIY Drunk.